For Wall Street Media, I'm Mike, I'm here with Doug, and we'll help you make money in the stock market with information you can't find anywhere else.
Hey, German, California dreaming, man.
Wedbush 7. Yeah, for anyone that's into... You love it?
I love it.
You love California, don't you?
I'm a California guy. I'm not a California guy, but I like this
I was just about to say. For anyone that's interested in following the full presentations, you can go to wsw.com/webcast/wedbush7.
What do you have for us?
First up, we have a video. We have a video of Richard Godis, CFO of Herbalife, ticker is HLF. Spoke about their recently introduced programs such as Weight Loss Challenge and the Nutrition Club.
Did we pick this one?
No,
okay.
You might have.
Yeah.
And the Nutrition Clubs and their expansion in China and Eastern Europe. Here it is.
China, whether it's the question mark or the star, depending on, I guess what school you went to. For us, it's the unknown opportunity. This is a market that is highly, highly regulated. The government is communist, while the people in the market are very capitalist, very much capitalists. So it's a market that we believe we're now transitioning from what we would internally call phase one, which was establishing a base, building a management team, building a product line, expanding into 30 provinces and 90 stores. Now the next phase is to take that sales force that we've effectively recruited and start to teach them good retailing techniques like nutrition clubs that are working now in Taiwan and Korea. And also exploit a section of the Chinese regs which allows for a preferred retailer program. We would think of it similar to like a franchise, where once you get to a certain level of productivity, you can no longer be an employee, or you can have the opportunity to leave the employment of the company and open up your own self-standing store, if you will, which is an Herbalife presence. So it'll significantly increase the presence of Herbalife, the access of Herbalife products to people, and for the distributors, it provides them a better financial remuneration. So you'll hear us talk about that more next week as well. And then EMEA, Europe, for us, there's been a real shift in our company that historically we were very Western European oriented, and a lot of our resources and a lot of our focus has been in Western Europe. Over the last year and a half, we started to shift that focus to Eastern Europe and also into Africa. And we believe that those areas, as well to a degree Middle East, those are going to be the areas for growth. So it's stabilize the Western European markets, nurture those Mediterranean markets that are doing well, like France and Italy, and really overinvest and take those dollars out of Western Europe and invest those appropriately in Eastern Europe. Russia, Poland have both been up 40 or 50% respectively the last couple quarters, and that's the opportunity for growth for us. We're behind the times. We were last to enter those markets in an efficient manner, and we'll continue to invest in those markets along with these retail concepts like nutrition clubs to grow those markets.
Well, that's pretty interesting. You could use some weight loss, can't you?
Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, we're actually going to do like product testing here as well.
You did a good job with the weight loss. Didn't you lose a pound a day?
Yeah, the friggin' Aubon Pain, they don't have it in stock ever. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of like on my own now.
And you didn't really do a diet. You just ate 6-7 times a day, very small portions, right?
Right, but they're supposed to have them every day and every morning when I go in there. Now they don't have them.
Wow. Next up, you could make your own meals, actually, couldn't you?
Well, that would require some help or input or something.
We have another video. Harvey Kamel, President and CFO of NBTY, ticker NTY, talks about their plans for growth in wholesale accounts in international markets, including new operations in South Africa and China, and are expanding to Holland for franchises. Here it is.
If you look at the growth drivers of the company, here's something that we'd like to talk about in terms of where we are and what we're doing. And in each of our divisions, each of our channels of distribution, we have a growth plan. And let me just run through quickly the growth plans. In terms of wholesale, we expect to continue on leveraging the wholesale leadership. As we said, we're the leaders in the field. We think we would have continuous entree to all the accounts. At the same time, we believe that we have just touched the surface internationally. The international markets are growing. Everyone wants to stay healthy. So we think that's a very big a big growth area. In terms of in our direct business, we want to grow our direct business. We think we've spent a lot of money. We have not shown growth in the previous years. We think that we now are we're set to grow the business. In terms of our North American retail operations, we continue to want to improve our base. If we get our Canadian operation profitable, we think the whole operation will do substantially better. Again, it's being suffering now just from mall traffic. In European retail operations, we are expanding the Holland & Barrett name. We have just set up stores now in South Africa for franchising. We'll continue franchising the Holland & Barrett stores. Again, if the transaction for Julian Graves is relieved from, is accepted by the Office of Fair Trading, it'll also help Holland & Barrett. And again, lastly, we have other things that we're doing. Again, we have a Chinese operation. We'll see how that works out. We are always been active in acquisitions. I would tell you that, again, in this marketplace, we will not be active in acquisitions until the financial markets, comes to some type of much more concrete standing. And again, continue to operate. We have operating leverage right now. Once we get everything in, we believe our price increases will be coming into play sometime during Q2, our second quarter, which will fix the issues that we have with gross profits now in that first quarter.
Hey, my buddy that I saw last night, Brian, just got back from Amsterdam. He was very happy. He was expanding to Amsterdam.
Yeah, on a different topic though, right? We have a couple of notes as well. Tom Cawley, CFO of Peet's Coffee and Tea, ticker PEET, spoke about their plan on growing by increasing the number of grocery stores and deploying direct service delivery system nationwide. They have been experiencing high productivity from licensing agreement.
Now, you know what? That was easy for you to say.
That was not really easy.
Maybe you ought to have a cup of their coffee, there, big boy. Anyhow, I was listening to that presentation, and a really interesting one. I had no idea they had such a long, storied history, right? And there actually was a Mr. Pete, right? Mm-hmm. And he taught the Starbucks guys how to make coffee, and they used to sell Starbucks most of their coffee till Starbucks started doing their own.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Then they bought him, and then he bought it back, right? Mm-hmm. Really an interesting story, and they've been at it for quite a long time. And I think what he was saying is that even though they're only in a tiny bit of the grocery stores, that they have a huge percentage and great margins from their business in those little bit of stores. Okay. So a super high margin business and an awful lot of room to grow. I told Tyler to go up and say why don't you make the call? Let's get in a few more. Mm-hmm. But Tyler didn't.
Oh well.
I'm always trying
Tyler.
to help.
Jeff Harris, VP of Finance and Head of Investor Relations of the Gymboree Corporation, ticker GYMB, discussed their continuous investment in boy and newborn business while exercising product cost reduction with their current production. Joel Bennett, CFO of Jack's Pacific, ticker JAKK, talked about the two most recent acquisitions of TollyTots and Kinds Only, as well as the pending acquisition of the brand Disguise, which is counter-seasonal to the toys business and is expected to close in the next few weeks. Francisco Hoffman, VP of IR for Paris Ellis International, ticker PERY, talked about key initiatives for fiscal 2010. They said they expect another record year for swim. They will launch a new brand called Golf 2 in the US, further penetrate the denim category, and restructure the UK and Europe with new brands.
You got Perry Ellis, boy, right?
No,
I thought one of your new suits was Perry Ellis.
I don't recall, but I don't think so.
Note to Mike, we're on a show. Say, oh yes, that one.
Oh yes, I have dozens of suits.
Cynthia, get well soon.
I'm just trying to be honest here.
Thanks very much. We really appreciate that.
Well, okay. We're here every day at Wall Street Media. You can find us directly at wsmco.com.